Look, although this annual debate can be repetitive, it is an important debate. Unfortunately, it sometimes becomes completely focused upon the Special Criminal Court. As members are aware, there's more to these resolutions than simply the Special Criminal Court. Under the 1998 Act that was introduced in the aftermath of the horrific Omagh bombing, 12 new sections were introduced which were required to be renewed annually by the Houses of the Oireachtas. That 1998 legislation established 5 new offences, and those offences have been very effective in assisting the Gardaí in terms of prosecuting terrorist offences. Of course, we're not just debating and renewing the Offences Against the State Act from 1998, we're also renewing and extending the Criminal Justice Amendment Act from 2009. That established 4 new offences. It's been extremely effective in combating gangland violence. It's been used before the courts, and very many criminals have been convicted as a result of the operation of those provisions. My own view is that the resolution is required. I'm very happy that the Government of Fianna Fáil are supporting it. Regrettably, the Special Criminal Court and the extension of these offences are necessary. I suppose when you look at the whole principle of the Special Criminal Court, which is, I suppose, the dominant part of the debate when we come to the resolutions, people should take into account what's in our Constitution and what's in the European Convention on Human Rights. Article 38 of the Constitution deals with trial of offences, and it sets out the mechanism by which people are to be prosecuted in accordance with law. It sets out what the law is. First of all, it says that for minor offences, people can be prosecuted summarily. People are prosecuted every day of the week in this country without a jury for minor offences. Second, it refers to the fact that if you're working for the military, that you're going to be subject to military courts. That happens. Third, it says that where the ordinary courts are ineffective to secure the effective administration of justice, that special courts can be established. That's what the Special Criminal Court is, and I'll return to that presently. And then there is the general clause which is contained at the end of Article 38, which says that no one shall be tried for a criminal offence without a jury, save in accordance with what's preceding it, which refers to the 3 examples I've given. So the Special Criminal Court is a court that is constitutionally provided for. It's set out in our Constitution that a Special Criminal Court can be established when ordinary courts are inadequate to secure the effective administration of justice. Sometimes that is forgotten. But just in case people think that there's something exceptional or lacking in protection of human rights about the Irish Constitution, look at the European Convention on Human Rights. The European Convention on Human Rights sets out in Article 6 that everyone who is tried with a criminal offence deserves to be given a fair trial in accordance with law. Again, there's no mention of a jury in Article 6 of the European Convention on Human Rights. And just so people are aware, very many countries in Europe don't have any juries when it comes to the trial of serious criminal offences. Now, I think the system we have in this country is preferable. I think one of the good things we probably inherited from the British is the system of justice which does provide for a jury. But let us recall that that's what it is. It's a system of justice that we inherited from the British. Other continental countries do not have that type of system. They don't have juries of 12 men and women selected at random from the electoral register. And I know from speaking to lawyers in other continents, they sometimes look at the system of juries and they say, it's extraordinary that juries don't have to give reasons or give an explanation as to why people are found to be guilty or not guilty. Now, I know that may sound extraordinary to us, but we should be aware that there's nothing exceptional about the fact that serious criminal trials take place in the absence of a jury. It happens in other countries throughout Europe. However, I want to see juries used in Ireland as much as possible. I want to see that most serious criminal offences do have the benefit of juries attached to them. I think it provides a greater system of protection. I think juries bring objectivity to the assessment of the guilt or innocence of an accused. We then need to, I suppose, look to see, well, what have we learned from history about the Special Criminal Court? And I missed the earlier part of the debate, but I think somebody must have referred to the Salons robbery, and that was an example of a miscarriage of justice by the Special Criminal Court. But it's the only one I can really think of. If you look at the legislation that we're looking at here from 1998 and from 2009, I'm unaware of any campaigns that exist which are stating that there are people who are convicted by the Special Criminal Court who have been wrongly convicted. I'm unaware of having brought to my attention any miscarriages of justice that have taken place before the Special Criminal Court. I don't hear people advocating for them. People get acquitted by the Special Criminal Court. But can we be clear as to the reason why we have a Special Criminal Court? It's in order to protect ordinary men and women from being exposed to intimidation and threats, which I believe would arise if they were put in the situation of having to adjudicate on gangland criminal trials or indeed of terrorist offensive criminal trials. We have seen it in the past. Ganglands and gangs in this country, they've murdered children, they've murdered journalists, and we know from recent trials that they've intimidated witnesses. So if you're going to try to intimidate somebody to nobble a trial, probably the easiest person to nobble or to intimidate is a member of a jury. Like, I know people talk about how we should try to have anonymous juries or juries which are protected. In order for a trial to be fair, you have to ensure that the jury is in the same room as the people who are given evidence. The jury has to be in the same room as the judge as well, so a judge can assess the jury and make sure that they're paying attention. So like all these examples about trying to protect the identity of a jury, you may be able to shield them, as cases have happened where witnesses have been shielded from the general public. You might be able to shield them from view by other persons who are in court. But at 4 o'clock or 4:30 that day, no matter where they are, they have to go home. And it is not that difficult to identify who the people are on a jury. And if they're identified, it is a very easy way of trying to ensure that you can engage in the ancient crime of embracery. I think also, when we have these resolutions, we need to reflect on the fact that there is a review coming up. I welcome the fact that there is a review. But fundamentally, the people who are on that review panel are going to have to take into account whether or not they're going to say, listen, we don't need a Special Criminal Court anymore. I would have thought it would be the preference of the DPP in cases to ensure that juries are used. That's what I thought a prosecutor would want. But I respect the fact that there are certain cases which the DPP understands probably intimately, where it will be dangerous for jurors to put them involved in charge of adjudicating on a particular criminal charge. I think that the review panel should complete its work promptly. I think they should be clear in respect of it, but no matter what they say, they can't deviate from the fact that the Constitution says that special courts are permitted when the ordinary courts are inadequate to secure the effective administration of justice. Unfortunately, that situation still exists in this country, and that's why I'll be voting for the resolutions. May I please declare that.
Thank you.